Have you seen clips of that 3-hour interview of Kanye? I might post it on YouTube just so that way I can get this out of the way. It is no secret that I've been a very big Kanye West fan like my whole life, okay? My thoughts on like Kanye West have always been that this dude says the most wild, like outlandish shit, and that like I very clearly like don't support this dude. The things he's been saying recently have been a line in the sand that a lot of people have drawn. And now this is like their point where they have stopped supporting Kanye West. And this is their point where he's become sort of like undefendable or whatever. Now, in my opinion, I believe that Kanye West started to become undefendable right around MAGA hat time, right around backing Trump time, right around clit riding Candace Owens. You can't defend that shit. I do think around that time, there were a lot of things Kanye West said that was taken out of context. People ran with headlines. People were saying that Kanye said shit he didn't really mean to say, and I think that's always been a thing with Ye. That happens a lot, okay? However, I feel like this time, this is the first time in my memory that the context around the shit that Kanye is saying like makes his statements infinitely fucking worse. It sucks because, you know, for me, like I have a very deep personal connection with Kanye West music. I'm not gonna get into all that bullshit. I don't think anybody really cares about like my opinion on his music or how his music has like helped me during my troubled times or whatever the fuck. Despite the fact that his music did mean something to me and still does, it doesn't change the fact that the things that he's saying is like very like dangerous shit to say. And I think a lot of people's breaking point was what he said in regards to, you know, the George Floyd situation.
I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary.
That shit was hard to watch. Like it was. I did not want to see that shit. I didn't think that the dude that like I grew up like listening to, it genuinely doesn't feel like that would be something that he would have said. Same thing with like the White Lives Matter shirt or whatever. I get the fucking, the thing that he's trying to say. It's the same shit the dumbass motherfuckers on Twitter be saying about like, oh, so are you saying white lives don't matter? Like, don't all lives matter? Don't all people matter? Yes, you dumb fucking idiots. Obviously, but I'm sorry, are white people being slaughtered in mass on fucking video, on body cam footage by police officers at traffic stops? Are white people literally being fucking getting their homes broken into, getting slaughtered by police officers, and then these police officers not even having to face any repercussions for that? Like, these are the motherfuckers that are meant to protect and serve. They're murdering people, and there's so many injustices that are being brought upon black and brown people all like everywhere. So right now, yeah, they deserve a little bit more of our attention. Like, yes, right now we need to fix this issue, which is a very systemic issue. And it's troubling to me that somebody that is Kanye West's fucking age, first and foremost, nigga is 40 some years old. Like, how are you this like blinded to everything? Honestly, I lost every bit of respect for Kanye, because to me, what Kanye feels like is somebody who loves to, one, go against the grain, and two, I hate to say it, but this nigga is very easy to manipulate, extremely easy to manipulate. Like Candace Owens using this nigga for her platform. Like, how do you not see that you're being used? They're making you dance around like a little like a puppet on strings, bro. You went on the Tucker Carlson show. Like, what do you think these people want with you, bro? They're using you as an exclamation point. They're using you as a slam dunk. You are being used, bro. It's heartbreaking to know that like the niggas in his circle aren't telling him this shit. Or maybe they are and he's just disregarding it, because he does strike me as the dude to where if people were to bring this shit up, he's gonna be like, I don't know what you mean, like, or he's gonna act aggressively. Like, you can't tell him shit. The argument of wondering if lives don't matter is a valid argument for people who are genuinely curious. No, it's not. It's really not. There's been many different examples of this shit, right? So like if somebody like broke their leg, right, and you needed to get your leg treated, the doctor wouldn't say, oh, okay, but all your bones matter, all your limbs matter. Like, yeah, obviously, but my leg is what's broken right now, so you gotta treat the leg. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about when we talk about stuff like Black Lives Matter. Now, I know a lot of folks that are against Black Lives Matter or whatever are generally talking about like an organization, or like they use like the riots and all that other bullshit to say that, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement was a movement of violence and all this other bullshit. But in actuality, like, if you watch a lot of these videos were peaceful protests. Like the majority of them were peaceful protests, right? And a lot of the times the people that were looting and sabotaging and breaking shit, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. It's a lot of like random motherfuckers coming in that were not part of the protest. And you had the protesters saying like, yo, calm down, but niggas don't care. They're still looting and vandalizing and shit like that. And I also find it very fucking crazy how it's okay to vandalize and it's okay to get violent when a fucking sports team loses, but when black people are being murdered, now it's a fucking issue. Now all of a sudden, whoa, come on guys, let's not cause the city any damage. Fuck the city, fuck the government, suck my dick. How about y'all stop killing people? It really is that simple. And I find it real fucking funny. I find it real fucking crazy when it's LeBron James talking about Black Lives Matter or wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt. It's issues. Stick to ball. Stick to dribbling. Stick to dribbling, nigga. You don't know what you're talking about. Stay in your lane. Stick to your politics, nigga. Or when it's Kaepernick taking a knee. How could you do this to our troops? How could you disrespect our great country? Stick to football. Stick to what you know. But when it's fucking Kanye West agreeing with y'all, it's not stick to rap. It's not stick to shoes. It's yes, king. Absolutely, yes. You guys are so fucking hypocritical. It's always like, oh, don't listen to the celebrities' opinions on shit. Oh, this guy, he's a ball player. He doesn't know anything. Oh, this guy doesn't know anything. But when it's Kanye West, when it's a rapper, when it's somebody that agrees with your opinion, then you want to champion them. You guys are fucking hypocritical. You guys are spineless. You guys are shameless. And you're clearly taking advantage of a nigga who is very clearly mentally unstable and mentally unwell. This nigga should be getting help. He should not be getting paraded on your dumb fucking shows so you can get millions of views. I get it. Content is king. I get it. You got to get your paycheck. But you are taking advantage of somebody who is mentally unwell and who is plainly fucking delusional and trying to take advantage of him. And the fucked up part is that Kanye doesn't see it. And I don't know if the people in his circle don't see it, if they're too scared to tell him, if they have told him and he just has disregarded them or whatever. But at the end of the day, Kanye West has done irreparable damage to his legacy, has done irreparable damage to himself. And it's sad to see because, again, I am speaking as somebody who, like, I have credited Kanye West's music. The reason why this hurts even more is because a lot of like what Kanye West used to say in interviews really resonated with me. During that Yeezus era of Kanye West, this motherfucker would go on rants on stage or would be in interviews and talk about self-love and talk about like loving yourself. Now, was this nigga like mad egotistical? Yes, but through his ego, like it helped me like love myself a little bit more. If that makes it sounds corny as fuck. Like I know it sounds fucking stupid, but I don't know. At the time, as a young adult, being very unsure of myself and hating myself and all that other bullshit, seeing that really helped me get through that shit. It did. And to see like what the type of shit that he's saying now, and to see him take the stances that he's taking, it breaks my heart as somebody I used to almost admire Kanye West in a way. And I feel like he's betrayed that. And I feel like, you know, he's betrayed himself. And I know a lot of folks are going to say that, well, he's bipolar. He's clearly going through a manic episode. He's mentally unwell. And this is true, but I don't know how else to say this, but niggas go through mental crises every day. Niggas got problems every day, but not a lot of niggas do what Kanye does. And I do feel like, you know, him being at the stardom level he's at, him being the public figure that he is, him being as rich as he is, I think that does accentuate the problems. I'm sure if a lot of people, you know, walking this earth right now had access to billions and had access to as large of a group of people and as many resources as he did, I bet a lot of people would crumble under that fame and all that stuff just like Kanye has. But it is telling that he is like the one that's like broken out of this, right? That he is the one that has succumb to this, right? I'm sure there are many celebrities that probably agree a lot with what Kanye is saying. I am positive that there's many. You know, they don't make it known because they know that it'd be career suicide for a lot of them. The fact of the matter is that Kanye is showing that to us, right? Like, we can't live in a speculative world. We can't say, oh, well, maybe this, maybe that. Like, no, Kanye is doing this shit. Like, Kanye is showing this side of himself right now. It's just disappointing to see. Did you see that Nori is now getting backlash and has apologized for not stopping and still airing the episode? I didn't watch the Drink Champs thing, but I did see some clips of it, and towards the end, by the time they were all really drunk, Nori tried to like press Kanye on the White Lives Matter shit and the George Floyd thing that he said, but he was obviously very clearly drunk, very clearly incoherent. It did not do what it was supposed to do. Do I think Nori deserves backlash? Yes. If he would have started that podcast or started that show and immediately tried to get to the root of the issue and immediately tried to talk to Kanye on some homie shit, on some like, bro, like you wildin', like that would have been one thing, but that's not what that was. But okay, so apparently Nori says that he regrets the Ye Drink Champs episode, as he probably should. Now, scrolling through the comments already, I can agree with, because like, I mean, you're a grown man. You knew what you were doing. You knew that this video, that this episode would get you mad views. I can see that. But then this saying this literally proves Kanye's. This is the fucked up part about this. When a person like Kanye or like a lot of dudes like that are on the right or whatever do this shit too, they victimize themselves. They say that like, oh, we have a target on our backs. They're trying to get rid of us. They're trying to silence us. They're trying to cancel us. They love that word. And the problem is that when people do criticize them, or when people do take issue with what they say, they're able to say, see, look, they're attacking us. Look, they're trying to cancel us because we're telling the truth. Like if you frame it that way, like you're literally manipulating the viewers. Like if you say some shit like, hey guys, just to let you know, like I tell nothing but the truth on this stream. And when people disagree with me, they're trying to cancel me. They're trying to take me down. They're trying to silence the truth. And I think that ideology, that line of thinking has really brainwashed Kanye. I talk about this a lot too, because I fell for this shit too when I was younger and like 18 to early 20s or whatever. I would see the YouTube videos, right? Like the lib owned compilations or like the SJW freaking out compilations, right? All this type of shit would lead you down a path, giving you these little breadcrumbs, leading you down this path to where like now all of a sudden you are so anti SJW, so anti-liberal or left-leaning anything or whatever the fuck, that now you're like becoming red-pilled. And I feel like the same way that worked on me when I was younger, I think it's worked on Kanye as well. I think Kanye was attracted to Donald Trump initially because everybody hating on Donald Trump, but he still won. Everybody said that it was impossible for Trump to win, and then he won. And I think like Kanye like saw a lot of himself in that, because like that's what people have been saying to Kanye his whole life. So he's like, oh, this dude did the same shit. Niggas was hating, niggas was saying he couldn't do it, and now he's fucking president, right? So I think he latched onto that, and then that led him down this fucking pipeline to where he's at now. It's disheartening, man. I don't even know where Kanye can go from here. You know what I'm saying? This is like very clearly the worst path he's ever been down. I hope that he gets mental help. I hope that he can finally find some peace, some rest with himself, because he clearly needs that. But at the end of the day, man, it's just, if he wanted help, he could get it. He's a billionaire. He doesn't want help because he doesn't think he needs it, I feel like. I don't mean to psychoanalyze. I don't want to like do all that, but like this man's lost, bro. Like it just is what it is. You know, I can hope that he can find peace. I can hope he can go back to his old ways, or, you know, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to happen. I used to say all the time, like, you know, when people used to say I miss the old Kanye, like I used to think like he hasn't changed all that much, right? Like he's still like himself, very opinionated, whatever. Like there is no old Kanye, there's just Kanye, bro. Like he is who he is. But then after the Trump situation, after the MAGA hat, after the things he's done now, I think I can finally say I miss the old Kanye.